All right, guys, as you see by the thumbnail, we got a good one for you today. We're going to be doing the Continental, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, GPEC2A ECM, okay? And as you can see, here's the information here. So I'm going to go ahead and start and disassemble this. And first, I'm going to remove these two tins and go back and watch my GPEC2 video. You can just search here on YouTube, Global Commerce, GPEC2, and you should find that video that gives you details on opening this and details on this process in general. You definitely want to watch that video, guys, if you're going to be working on the Dodge GPEC ECMs, or pretty much working with the DC706, because I've got a lot of important information in there you want to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and we're going to continue from there. All right, guys, I went ahead and removed our cover. So our cover is now off, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and get onto the tool. We're going to select, I'm going to open and go to ECU flasher. We're going to select ECM, and then we're going to go ahead and just type into shortcut GPEC, and it will be GPEC2A. We'll hit start at the bottom, and this is only done via boot mode. Now, important, guys, pay attention. This will use the P004 adapter, which comes with the OBDSTAR DC706, okay? So for this one, you do not need the more advanced adapters, okay? We're going to tell it okay. You need internet for this. This is an internet tool. Connecting. Now, let's go ahead and look at the pinout. And there is our ECM, GPEC2A. You can tell this color is like an off-white beige kind of yellowish color on that connector and our gray connector, okay? Now the second one, here's what's important, guys. We're gonna focus on this section of the board. As you notice, there's one mounting hole here and two at the bottom. That's how you get the orientation. And we're gonna focus in this section right here, okay? Zoomed in right here. So what we're gonna do is, as you can see the corner of the MCU, pin 1 designated right there, and there's a resistor right here. You want to put a 1000 ohm resistor between that pin right there, rather that pad, and this side of this resistor. I've already went ahead and advanced this for us, and I've got it in place. Let me show that to you. So I'm on that side, as you can see, on the MCU, right here at the corner. And as you can see, I'm right here on that side of the resistor. I've got it up in the air isolated. It's not bridging, touching on anything. And then I've got it connected to the first pad. All right. So that's very important. You want to make sure you got that done. Now, we're going to go ahead and go back. Now we're going to go to image 3. And this is our pinout. Keep in mind, guys, the GPEC line does not usually have your resistors built into the ECM. So you're going to want to put the CAN resistors to on for pin 6 and 14, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pin this out for us right now, and I'll bring you back. All right, guys, when you're pinning this out, pay attention. Inside of the connector, you can see these two rivets here and right here at the bottom. That'll let you know which side you need to start from. For example, where this power is and this ground is on the opposite side. As you can see inside of this one, here they are on this side here and here. So you know which orientation, where you need to be, you know, from the left or the right, because you can mix these up, right, and have it backwards and say, hey, it's not working. Pay very close attention to that. I went ahead and pinned this out for us. And of course, here's the P004 adapter, which is included with your kit for the DC706. And I've got my resistors to on here on this dip switch. So you just flick them up to on, okay? Here is what I was talking about. You need to be very mindful. You do not go by the colors. This has multiple options. It supports various CAN lines. So for example, right here, as you can see, this cable is brown. Just like it is brown here for CAN, what is it, CAN high. You see that? It's brown, but it's 6. Here's the secondary CAN line on this unit, okay? CAN high, 3. If you connect this up, it will not work. You will be in the comment section saying it does not work. Pay attention, guys. Follow these instructions. Do not skip any parts of this video. I went ahead and elevated the module off so there's no, it's not touching, it's not grouting out on anything, and the resistor is in place. I verified that. All right, so now we're going to go back on the unit, back, and we're going to be back. And at this point, I feel everything hooked up properly, so I'm going to go ahead and power the unit on. As you see, we have the red light. I'm going to try ECU info. In this, a lot of scenarios, it will not actually read, but I think it should actually read in this scenario. But let's give it a try and see. If not, no big deal. We're going to just go ahead and do a connect. I was just curious to see if it would give us this. Let's see what happens. Okay, no problem. Now let's go ahead and try a connect.
And bam, that was a fail, guys. Pay attention. I'm going to show you something you can't find anywhere.
Now pay attention to these steps. Do not skip my parts of my videos, guys. I'm giving you tips you cannot find anywhere, okay? Here is a way I found to consistently connect to the GPEC2A ECM, okay? I'm working with OBDSTAR to see if we can find a solution, but this pretty much works 100% of the time. So right now I am currently connected to this ECM, okay? I'm going to disconnect and show you step by step how I do it. What you're going to want to do is pay attention to these lights right here while I tell you what to do, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and press disconnect. We do have power on the unit. I hit disconnect. Okay. Switch ignition off. Now I'm turning off the power. I'm going to tell it okay. All right, now it's disconnected. Power's off. So now I'm going to attempt to reconnect. If you just normally try to connect, it's going to fail. I've turned on the power. Now here's where you've got to pay attention. I'm going to hit connect. Now watch these lights here. It's going to blink about 3 times, stop. And then as soon as it blinks 1 time, the trick is to kill the power and power it right back on at the same time. And it pretty much connects every single time like that. So I'm going to do connect. Watch those lights. All right, pause. 1, off and on. There it is, right in bootloader. You see that? That is the trick to consistently connect every time. If you follow my steps on these videos, guys, you cannot go wrong. This is the only place you get these kind of resources, guys. I make these videos for everybody, but let me tell you something. When you have support with us, this is one of the advantages of buying from us. We've got solution, guys, to all problems, man. And that's it. As you can see, we are connected. Now we have access to read everything. I can disconnect and repeat the same process again, and I'm going to show you consistently every time. Switch ignition off. Tell it okay. Now I'm going to tell it switch the ignition on. I'm going to tell it to connect. Now you watch our lights up there. Flashed, stopped. 1, off, on. There it is. See that? Every time. So this is the secret on the GPEC2A to get a successful connection every single time. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue on this video. I'll just let this continue to load so you can see that. That's why I tell you guys it's important where you get your devices from, man. And we are connected. Now I hit disconnect. And that's it, guys. That's the secret on getting this one done with the OBDSTAR DC706. And I'm going to tell it yes. Ignition off. All right. All right, guys, it's connecting to the bootloader. All right, ECU connection successful. So now we're going to do read internal or external EEPROM. And this should be pretty quick. And it is reading the external EEPROM. We do have our resistors on, by the way, guys. Tell it okay. I'm going to let it save it with the default name. And we can go over to the hex editor side, of course, and we can view the data. And as you can see, let me move our keyboard out the way. Here is the VIN number for this ECM. It's in here a few times. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4. I've done it on the previous videos. Definitely go back and check it out. You can edit it here and change the VIN if you choose for this ECM. Okay. Now we're going to read the internal flash. So far, pretty quick at reading the internal flash. I'm going to go ahead and let it roll. It's not too long of a process. Guys, we got some new tools coming for you as well. Stay tuned. With OBDSTAR, we've got some exciting stuff coming up. Definitely stay tuned. Also, of course, P50 available on our website, globalcommerceca.com. Reset all your airbags. Also has the mileage correction upgrade available. Definitely check it out. All of that is available on our site. $75, 80%. Just about done. It's usually the last sectors take longer to read. So this is the way you actually make a one-to-one clone of this ECM, okay? So this is going to be exact copy. Some tools, they do something a little similar, a little different, but it's not a one-to-one clone as you're seeing in this case, okay? Per 20, we're on the last sector, 90%. All right, we're gonna tell it okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take the default name. All right, of course, we can always go to the hex editor and view the flash. So this is the flash, right? All right, and that's pretty much it. At this point, you would do a disconnect, and then you would pin out your donor ECM, and then you would be able to write the external EEPROM after you connect, of course, to that donor ECM, and you'll be able to write your internal flash, or yeah, to that donor ECM, and you would do a disconnect, and then you would have a complete one-to-one clone of your GPEC2A ECM, guys. Just that simple. Definitely click that thumbs up button, and remember, if you didn't know this, now you know, and knowing is half the battle, boys.